The story of Cain and Abel is one of the most famous in the Bible. Two brothers, one offering accepted, the other rejected. One filled with jealousy, the other slain in cold blood. Cain, cursed and marked, wanders the earth as a fugitive. But hidden inside this ancient story is one of the most mysterious questions in Scripture. Who was Cain's wife? Genesis tells us that Cain went out from the presence of the Lord, dwelt in the land of Nod, and there he knew his wife, and she bore him a son named Enoch. But wait, where did this wife come from? If Adam and Eve were the first humans, and their only children mentioned at that time were Cain and Abel, then who is this mysterious woman? This question has puzzled readers, theologians, and even skeptics for centuries. But the answer lies not in conspiracy, but in the forgotten daughters of Adam. Genesis 5 verse 4 tells us something easy to overlook. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. Adam and Eve did not just have Cain, Abel, and Seth. They had many sons and many daughters, generations of children who filled the earth. The Bible does not list the names of these daughters, but Jewish traditions and ancient writings suggest that from the very beginning, humanity multiplied rapidly. Cain's wife, then, was most likely one of his sisters, or perhaps a niece, the daughter of one of Adam's other children. In our modern world, this sounds strange, even shocking. But in the ancient world, at the dawn of creation, the genetic pool was perfect, untainted by disease or degeneration. The laws against close marriage had not yet been given. Later, in the time of Moses, God would forbid such unions. But in the beginning, it was the only way for the human race to grow. So who was she, this unnamed woman who became the mother of Cain's line? Some traditions give her a name. In the ancient Jewish book of Jubilees, she is called Owen, the daughter of Adam and Eve. Other sources suggest different names, but the truth is that Scripture leaves her unnamed, hidden in the shadows of history. Yet her role was crucial. Through her, Cain built a lineage. Their son, Enoch, not the same as the righteous Enoch of Seth's line, became the namesake of the first city ever built. Cain, the wanderer, became a builder. And it was his wife, this forgotten daughter of Adam, who gave him the children that filled that city. But there is a deeper question. Why does the Bible not mention Adam's daughters by name? We hear of Cain, Abel, Seth, and the men of renown, but the women are silent, almost invisible. Could it be that their stories were lost, or deemed less important by the scribes who preserved the texts? Or perhaps their anonymity is a mystery in itself, a reminder that countless lives shaped the ancient world, though history remembers only a few. Some even suggest that this silence hides something greater. There are legends, outside the Bible, of beings who took human daughters as wives. Genesis 6 verse 2 says, "The sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose." Could the forgotten daughters of Adam also be the very women who caught the attention of the watchers, the angels who fell, giving birth to the Nephilim? If so, then Cain's wife, and others like her, were more than just mothers of children. They were the bridge between the first family of Eden and the mysteries of heaven and earth. And here's something even more striking. The curse of Cain did not end with him. Through his wife, his line continued. Generations later came Lamech, a man who took 2 wives and boasted of his violence. From Cain's line came music, craftsmanship, and technology, but also corruption and pride. In contrast, through Seth came another line, the line that would lead to Noah, Abraham, David, and ultimately to Christ. 2 lines, 2 legacies, both born from the children of Adam, both made possible by the daughters we rarely hear about. So the question, who was Cain's wife, opens up a deeper truth. Behind every name we know, there are countless forgotten lives that shaped history. The Bible gives us the headlines, but behind the headlines were mothers, daughters, and wives whose stories remain untold. Cain's wife may not be remembered by name in Scripture, but without her, there would be no city of Enoch, no descendants of Cain, no story of 2 lines diverging in history. She is the hidden mother of a civilization, the silent figure standing at the dawn of human history. Her story, like the stories of the forgotten daughters of Adam, reminds us that history is larger than what is written. That behind every man remembered in Scripture, there were women whose voices still echo, even if we can barely hear them. So the mystery is solved, and yet it is not. We know who Cain's wife was, a daughter of Adam. But her silence, her anonymity, keeps the mystery alive. A forgotten woman at the heart of one of the Bible's greatest questions. And perhaps that is the lesson, that history is written not only by those whose names are remembered, but by those whose names are forgotten.